driven from their homes by armed invaders, a few hardy refugees faced the prospect of starting again. They would found a new village deep in the countryside. With a new settlement established, the first priority was locating a reliable food source. The simplest source was gathering from nature.
Hestes, get way off!
With a healthy supply of food, the village could start to grow. To do so, it would need more hands to share the work.
Yeah. Apple. Eat your father, huh?
The new workforce could now turn to the growing village's needs. First, they would build a mill near their food source, so villagers could drop off gathered berries more easily.
Charles Yarwa. Yeah. Work end day. Cheer, lass.
Next, the growing village would need wood to build with.
Charles Yarwa. Ichawela. Voodoo. Yeah.
Yeah. Ichawiller. Huende. Quetta.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The growing community now had a steady supply of lumber. To make wood collection easier, villagers could erect a lumber camp near the forest.
Quetta. Work end day.
Cheerless Yarwa.
Thanks to the camp, villagers no longer needed to travel as far to drop off lumber.
Yeah.
The village now required additional houses to support its growing population.
Work on. Cheer, lass. Working day. Cheer, lass. Yes, sabiente. Charles Yarwa. Charles Ferra. Where can? Cheer, lass. Duende.
With additional housing in place, even more villagers could join the workforce. But a populous village would soon exhaust the natural food sources. To grow, the community needed dedicated farms.
Yeah. Yes, sir. Working day.
Quita.
Here works.
Working. Working day. Yeah.
Woodsmen and farmers now kept the village well supplied. Further growth required knowing the countryside and finding more resources.
Working day.
For that, communities employed scouts.
Done.
Able to move quickly and see great distances,
Work on.
scouts were key to discovering new resources. The most important thing for a scout to locate
Yeah.
was a
Work
ready
on.
source of gold.
Yeah, worked. Done.
Hey, sir? Yes, sir. Ridende. Yeherende. Asteriende. Yeah. Yes, sir. Gande. Kutlich. Astirende. Yeah. Gande. Kutlich. Yes, sir. Yeherende. Yeah. Ridende. Yes, sir. Yeah. Ridende. Yeherende. Gande. Astirende. Yes, sir. Kutlich. Yeah. Yes, sir. Yeah. Yes, sir. Yaru, yeherende. Yeah. Ridende.
To prevent having to haul ore large distances, expanding communities would establish a mining camp near the source of gold.
Hessa Kutlich. Asteriende. Yes, sir. Gande.
Yaru, here ya each. Where can?
Yarragon Ganda. Working day.
Onrad. Working day. Test this.
A well-placed camp ensured efficient gold mining.
Quetta.
Readera. Yeah. Ridende. Yeah. Asteriende. Yes. Asteriende.
With a good supply of gold, the village was becoming a large town.
Yes.
The signpost of this growth would be the construction of a large landmark.
Yaru. Yeah. Hessa. Yes. Yeherende. Kutlich. Yeah.
Ietsje varen. Where can they? Yeah.
Huh? Work can. Hestes.
Readera. Ridende. Yes.
Quiera.
Forward. Astirende. Yeherende. Ridende. Yeah.
With the landmark in place,
Hestes
the once
commenda
sleepy
each
village
slayer.
announced
Yes.
itself as a thriving feudal township. The townsfolk had been driven from their homes before, however. This time, they would defend themselves.
Forward here. Each era. Vogliende hessa.
The first step would be constructing a barracks for infantry.
Here at Fatima. Each Timbra Theos.
There you were then.
Once it had a barracks, the town could establish a standing force of soldiers. Simple infantrymen armed with spears were a common choice for these militias.
Here are Queathaf. That Shule Bayo Timbran. Hestes Commende. Each a worker.
Ietsje broekje dat.
Trimmer, Garu. Garu Upper. Hera Neopush. Garwigan each wille.
The town now had a militia and could look to reclaim the lands lost to invasion. The invaders had blocked the road north with a stout palisade, although spears were of little use against these walls. the militia could burn down the obstacle with torches. With the road open, the militia could now reclaim their lands in the north.
Atrina, Vera.
First, the spearmen had to deal with a lone sentry.
Hartes je hände!
Hurra!
Wer hat den Sort? Enforcer! Hier!
It's Libyan!
Advancing aggressively, the militia eliminated the enemy sentry. The invaders had a small cavalry camp guarding the road, but the militia was ready to attack.
Heisa, Riknu! Hurra!
Ansagen! Western Beckensor!
Garu Tremor Garu! Yewa Garu!
Spears were highly effective against cavalry, allowing the militia to win the day. All that remained was to destroy the invaders' stables. The invaders' cavalry post was destroyed, but other enemy positions awaited further up the road. Hostile archers defended the next camp, which would put spearmen at a disadvantage.
Mid-May.
The township needed cavalry of its own to deal with this, and so would need to build stables. To deploy that cavalry quickly, the town needed to build their stables near the front lines. Fortunately, friendly villagers came out of hiding and joined the effort.
Yerwa cometh on.
Ja, såna. Inte willa jua voodoo. Hästes kommende. Jua. Ichi that shula beu timran.
Yerwa. Forka Vera. Tremor Garu!
With stables in place, the town could field horsemen of its own.
Betis each wheel.
Of Slayer.
On Herethrath. That Shule Beo Timbran.
Ige om jesele.
Garwigan acceptat. Here word.
Estes comende. Each timber Theos.
Garu astirath Garwigan.
Estes comende. Each a worker.
Warnia. Are you ready to see each year? Gaprimet gun.
The town now had a rapid light cavalry, skilled at harassing slower targets, such as archers.
Ritanu. Are you ready? Gaprimet gakumath on. Each wheel.
The cavalry eliminated the enemy archers and moved on to destroying the archery range itself. The invaders' archers and their camp were destroyed. A final enemy emplacement remained, one fortified with palisades and defended by spearmen. To deal with this target, the town would need longbowmen. First, they needed to build archery ranges in the area regained from the invaders. Once more, friendly villagers arrived to help.
Yarway, you are. Redeemer. Each timber Theos.
On move out, Eowegan.
Yarway, you.
Yes, sir. Understood. Each a worker. Each brewkay that.
Here cometh honor.
There you were.
Each a volley.
Each brewkay that.
With several archery ranges in place, the town could add longbowmen to its forces.
There you were. Yarway Iawara. Each timber Theos.
Hereath, letteth Hereath Neogich. Astigeth on way. Lister, yes, sir. Warning, cometh on. Unter Troku!
Each brewkay. Yarway Iawara. Each a worker.
Strapur, yes, sir.
A strong force of archers could eliminate enemy spearmen at a distance, so long as they took the proper position.
Foliende, Hersum.
Gath Strelboran.
List a Stigeth on way. Eat your willa.
Strelboran, Sithe. Iquilla. Strelboran, Bereth. Heragongath on way.
Werdeath. Ferreth Eowegan. Hereath.
Abugath Stida hit.
Poised on a cliff top, the longbowmen would be protected from an infantry
On
charge.
Moonath. A Stigeth on way.
The last of the invaders fell to the resurgent homegrown population. Now that their lands were free of enemies, the town could take the next step in its growth and become a powerful medieval city.
It's a wheel.
Here, too, the erection of a great landmark would be the signpost of this growth.
Yedit Eoridas. Hellsborough. Readeth Eoridas. Garu. Ferath. Astira Garwigan.
Where a few lowly refugees had founded a small village, now rose a mighty city. From there would grow an empire.